Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Y'all already know what it is. Double A Hef here with my boy, your boy, Big Mike. What up, Mike? Oh, yeah.
Oh my God!
Dig
I think I just ascended. Welcome back, y'all. Oh God, that took some time. I had to get myself into Super Saiyan 3 mode. I was hardcore training for the last however many weeks it's been. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to feel refreshed and ready to go. Before we even get going, I think our viewers deserve to know, um, the great news for my
Oh,
cast host.
yes,
If you
yes.
may, my sir, good sir.
Yeah, I have a son now. I'm a father. So, oh,
Woo!
wow. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Rip
Okay.
it out and whip it in. All right. Yeah.
Wait,
So
hold up now. Hold on.
I'm a father. I'm a dad. Oh, but yeah. So it's definitely
Woo!
truly a blessing. It is definitely truly a blessing to all the fathers out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's constant. I'll tell you that. In one word, it's scary.
Mm.
Yeah, but it is what it is. You embrace the challenge and you do what you got to do as a man. So yeah, I'm very thankful to the Most High for blessing me and my wife with this beautiful, healthy baby boy. And now we get to have the fun part, and plan out his life and make sure he avoids many of the pitfalls that unfortunately many of our brothers fall into.
All right, and on for all you people that call us consistently the misogynist, yeah, you didn't get this one, all right? Because I know a lot of y'all are wishing, I hope you don't have a daughter, and all that. Well, guess what? He ain't gotta worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, till next
No,
time
you ain't
on
gonna tie me down.
yeah, till next time on Save Your Shit for Somebody Else Bullshit Zooey. All right, all right. So, oh man,
Oh,
and another disclaimer, because and also I just want to get this just because I'm feeling froggy today, and I wanna leave. Honestly, when we, you know, for the people that watch this, and I don't want to do this in the beginning because some of y'all you get triggered in the middle, and then you're in the beginning, and you end up like catapulting out the episode. First off, this is for men, right? This is for men, and what we do here is speak in generalities, right? So this is just this disclaimer for y'all. The generalities, if you look at them, they are a conduit of the mass society. So if we're gonna give advice to guys, we're not gonna give advice to guys, as we always say, based upon exceptions, right? So if you're gonna continually try to um, personalize your experiences, realizing that you're only one of one. May it be fine and all that your life is a constant reminder of how you stand out and you want a I'm special token. That's awesome. But at the same token, for the most part, we speak here about the masses, right? About statistically what has been shown to be the general consensus. So again, if you don't like what we have to say, that's awesome, right? Keep on listening and maybe you'll get something that'll help you with your relationship, your marriage. Because I'll tell you this right now, I've had people come to me, and I don't know about my co-host, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback based from women and men, not just men. So, I think, guys, let's take those feelings caps. So I know it's hard for you guys, right? And some of you guys too, that may see this and start getting, start getting a little soft behind the ears. Let's take those feeling caps off and let's put the logic hats on, right? Because if you truly take a look at what we're actually saying, what you'll realize is that at the end of the day, we want what's best for everybody,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Guys and girls. We want guys to exist with women, but we also want it to be a symbiotic relationship. And in order to do that, you have to hold both sides accountable to the nonsense, right? Which is what we try to do here as best as we can. It just so happens that, again, we're giving advice to men. So we want to make sure we hold the people that they're going to be encountering in heterosexual relationships, because obviously we're both heterosexual individuals. So this may not, this definitely is not going to go towards, those of a different ilk, or whatever they call it. But yeah, so I just wanted to give that quick disclaimer. So, we, get the triggered folks, nice and ready, and pop, just get your covers on, get your popcorn ready, because I'm sure a lot of you guys will get some good old fashioned, will have something for us in the comments, and I promise, guys, what was the nickname I got? Rant Mike, or Mike Rant,
Mike Rants, Big Mike Rants.
Yeah. I'm I want to give a little insight to you guys, and this is where, everybody holds themselves accountable. I can even hold myself accountable. Am I going to say what I said was that I don't stand by what I said? No. But what I will say is that, we preach here on having conversations based upon logic, reasoning, and taking our emotions out of the picture, because that's when things start to get a little murky, and then you can say things that are not okay. Mm-hmm. What I want to say is that, I had a bit of what's called, when I did some research on my own, right, is called red pill rage, right? And what that consists of is when you find out. Yeah, no, we had this conversation once I get off. And what I found was that it's that rage comes from a state of knowing kind of knowing more of the truth of the dynamics between men and women truly in the relationship market. And it's something where it's like you just kind of want to like get it out. And that rage can come off as a dissension, or a discontent towards women. But when I tell you this now, there's no hate in my heart. So that's something that, I definitely want to make sure that's out there. So what I do want to make sure is people understand is that that rage was that you heard the vigor behind my voice. While it was warranted, it's still at the same token doesn't take away from the message that I was trying to convey. And it's that, hey, look, we got to hold people accountable for their bullshit. Men get held accountable on a whole number of standards. There's a burner of performance on men every single day to be the best possible version of themselves. And at the end of the day, if you look at our modern society, there are so many conventions for women that don't allow for them to be held accountable and to be the best versions of themselves, right? Mentally, physically, and emotionally. So that's all I wanted to hold to the fire. And at the end of the day, take from that what you may. You can agree to disagree. You can disagree all you want. Save it for my inboxes, not my goddamn because I'm y'all are doing the mystery meat. Did you eat that? No, I did not. So that's where I want to get out there. So now we can have a fun, fantastic show, right? I guess I'll lead into it just because I don't think my co-host has seen this episode before. This is based on the Fresh and Fit podcast. It's one of my favorite podcasts. If you know me, I recommend this for all the men out there. Myron is basically, shit, man. Like, this guy is literally a walking embodiment of how to say it like it is, and to just be stoic and firm in what the hell you mean and what the hell you say. So a lot of the quips and analogies that you guys hear from me, I've modified and I've gotten from this guy, because again, this guy is like a judo master when it comes to sort of conveying the message that me and my co-hosts are trying to convey when it comes to male empowerment and male improvement, right?
What's interesting about Myron is I think that he is he's like the main, he's the poster boy when I think about that MGTOW red pill shit and taking it a little bit too far. He comes across to me as disingenuous. I know many brothers like him. I know that you are a fan of his. Well, I don't say fan, but
I'm a fan.
Okay,
yeah, I'm a fan.
All right.
Yeah,
I think that he comes across a little bit too stern, and I think it's because like, he's that person you look at and really genuinely say, who hurt you? And why are you still hurt by it? Now, you can act like, you can back it up with all the numbers you want. But at the end of the day, we know at least one woman, hopefully a woman, hurt your ass, nigga. And when are you going to get over it? Because he doesn't come across as someone that's like placid to me. Like, he's at peace and he's just out here keeping it a buck, like pretty much like what we do. I'm not out here scorned and like making it my goddamn life's mission to freaking get this point across because I'm scorned. No. The premise and the motivation for this channel is just to spread knowledge to brothers. That way they avoid a lot of the bullshit, like signing up for an 18-year contract. You know what I'm saying? Right. The baby not yours, or maybe the baby is yours, but you still, you signed that contract, not in your right state of mind or having all the facts. So that's my little side rant about that guy.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, I mean, that's I think I can't sit here and say I agree with everything he says, right? I think he has some stances that are a little bit sort of extreme, especially like as far as how he wants to go about finding a dating mate. And a wife. I mean, he makes the stance that he's just going to go back to Saudi Arabia, and he's going to find him a wife in the UAE. These types of stances. I mean, where they're rooted from is understandable, but at the same token, he's talking about I'm not going to get married till I'm 45, and all this other stuff. So again, there's a lot of things about his stand. There's are times where it's a little cringy to hear because he does like try his hardest to convey his point continually to the point where it's like, all right, guy. We got it. My man, I love you, but like just they got it. Like these girls they're either gonna listen or they're not. Like, you don't have to keep hammering it down their throats. Like, you can move it along. Like they'll try so hard to move the episode along. Like Fresh will be like, all right, we got what's the thing called? We got super chats and all stuff, and he'll be like, no. I wanna get this point across because I'm not having this, blah blah blah. And it's just like, all right, okay, man. All right, you're starting to just ease up, bro. Like just ease up. So I don't want to say I think it's from a place of I think it's just from a place of who hurt me. I think it's a place from it's like hey dude, like I sincerely don't play this shit. And I mean, if you've seen some of the different episodes and how he handles and talks to the women that are on the panel, I can't sit here and say that he's living, not living it. But I can say there are some things where I'm like, man, I think you adjust accordingly to your surround, because you live in Miami, for God's sake. So, and I presume you're going to be doing this for a long time. So I don't know how realistic some of the things the standards that you're saying, how realistic you're going to keep to them. But hey, that's everybody has their preferences, and I think that's the power of getting them out there, because if we see a lot of these women, they have a ton of standards. Realistic or not, they are their standards, and everybody should have them, right?
Yeah.
But all right, so this episode right here, sorry to get off on that little tangent. This episode right here speaks on masculine traits, right? Everybody, has a girlfriend or has a girl that you speak to where, she comes off as a little in your face, right? And what we say here at our podcast is that, you don't want to deal with women who are constantly competing with you as far as your masculinity goes, right? So this episode was one I wanted to kind of pinpoint and take a further step on, just because it definitely showed what some of these women and what a lot of women really don't get about what men do not want in their relationships. All right. So, with leave you any thoughts before I jump in, because we're already 13 minutes in.
I'm gonna pull it up.
All right, perfect.
It's not. Hold on. Here's the thing. You gotta really understand this. Like, this is not feeling. This is us just coming from knowledge.
From reality. Your experience.
This is not just our experience.
No.
We have 10,000 live viewers right now, right? And this YouTube channel has grown exponentially in the past 9 months. The reason why is because all the men are coming together and we're comparing notes and we're figuring out that across country to country, state to state, continent to fucking continent, we got guys all across the world here. Women operate the same way in different places that tend to have a very feminist-centric place. And the thing is that modern-day women want traditional men while absolving themselves of traditional responsibilities. You want to be able to have a man that makes more money than you, is attractive, tall, good-looking, confident, and protect you, but you don't want to make a sandwich. That's how a lot of modern-day women are. I'm a strong, independent bitch. I don't need no man.
I'm the opposite.
That's cool.
I'm with the traditional roles.
Yeah, right.
You're not a traditional woman, but
why?
Right there.
But that's a whole conversation. Here's the other thing.
Right there.
I love that you said that. I'm traditional for the right guy. That's an asinine concept, saying I'm traditional for the right guy. What if I told you hey, I wear dress and heels, and I'm masculine only when I meet a feminine woman. You would look at me like I'm like what, stupid? But we live in a world.
Look at her face. Look at look at her face. Right off the bat, that analogy already caught her fucking off guard. Oh my god, she already don't know what she's like. What? What do you mean? Like, come on now.
Women can run around here and say, I'm masculine at all times unless I find the right guy. But if I told you I wear a dress and heels and I need to find a feminine woman, you look at me like I'm retarded. But it's only, but see, when I put your logic back on you,
that makes no sense.
How does it not make sense?
Because
It's the same exact situation.
Masculine? Look, I'm successful. I make my own money,
masculine
but at
traits,
the same time,
more masculine traits.
Why is that
What's
masculine?
wrong with that?
What?
Making your own money. What's wrong with making your own money?
What have you not?
Why is that a problem?
What?
Yo,
Wow.
and then this is something he didn't because obviously I saw this episode already, but this is something he did. It's I love the way that that a lot of women, when you make that point about this is a masculine trait, this is a masculine trait, it's as though they automatically feel you hear the word feel, as though it's something, a negative connotation, right? They automatically are like, it's a problem. He's like, why is that a problem? Why is that an issue? Why is that? If you heard what he said, none of that, right? None of what she depicted or said anytime did he ever say it was an issue, right? And having masculine traits is not a problem. But when we want to get down to a relationship, there can only be one man. When a heterosexual, there can be only one man and one woman. And when it comes to having those types of traits, let's be honest. If you are dealing with a man, do you genuinely think that he wants to come home from a 50-hour or more schedule and he wants to walk into a house where his wife is constantly competing with him for who's going to be the leader of the household and who's going to be the one that at the end of the day makes the end rule of the law?
Yeah.
No man wants to deal with that. And I don't want to say no man, because again, we'll have the people coming in, I lead in my relationship and well, hey, there's always exceptions to the rule, and I'm curious to see how long your relationship lasts, and how long it takes for you to not resent your man. But yeah, it's like this automatic this trigger notion that just because we say that some certain women exhibit masculine traits, that's automatically a problem.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, again, not necessarily. It's just how it comes across. But I think that modern women, and I said this before, I said it a lot before actually, modern women are taught to challenge and compete with men. It's kind of like they want to shift like the paradigm. They want men docile and they want women to be so ferocious and in charge and all that stuff. And I don't know why, because I can make assumptions and guesses as to why, but it doesn't help overall society to have that be the construct. Because at the end of the day, if Ish were to pop off, you're looking for men to step up and handle whatever's going on. But if you have a whole bunch of freaking indoctrinated, docile ass men and all these freaking women with these batteries in their back, now we all know some shit pops off. These women with the back, there might be like 5 of them that actually really think that is for real and they're gonna try to get about it. But the others are just gonna watch and be like, "Wow, we were just saying that. We didn't really mean that." So so it's like, why we even play these games? But yeah, let's get back to this video.
I never said it's a problem. I'm
No,
simply
you said
saying
I'm masculine traits because I'm independent and I'm an entrepreneur.
There's nothing
Don't
wrong.
y'all want that because
No,
let it go and not make anything,
no.
then you start talking shit.
Men don't care about that.
Men don't care about that.
You don't.
Oh boy.
You don't speak for all men.
Yeah, you don't speak for all men.
Here we go.
That's on y'all.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me.
Also, she's the one. I don't know. You can't see my finger. The one that asked. And just to give some background, the one that's talking, the Latina woman that's talking now, she's 32. So she's already been triggered by this point because he's made a number of notions as far as she's hitting the wall. And then the one next to her is only 22 and just got out of school, right? So you can see where where the animosity is coming from.
Let me finish. Let me finish my point. I need you guys to get out your feelings in 2 seconds, and I'll
It's
let you
not
rebut
about
me after.
feelings. It's
You're
about
talking from your
being
You're
feelings too. You're
logical.
acting
No,
like you're
I'm
all
using
logic
fact.
and
Yeah.
weird feelings.
You-
You're talking
you're
your
acting
feelings
feelings
too.
right now. You
Hold
didn't
on,
even let me finish my point.
ladies, pause. All right.
Let me finish my point.
Thank you.
So, the point I'm trying to make is, men typically tend to look at women as beauty objects, and men tend to look at women as sex objects. It is what it is. Men are attracted to youth and beauty. Women are attracted to success and security. It is what it is. That's the way we've been programmed since millennia.
I agree.
Okay?
I
So,
agree with that.
social constructs don't adhere to reality. I'm going to say that again. Social constructs, me being a strong, independent woman, does not adhere to reality. It's okay if you make your own money. It's okay if you're a career woman.
But I
It's
do
okay if
that
you're
and
successful.
still
Please
take
let me
care of my
finish.
man.
Please let me finish.
Very well.
It's okay if you do that. But what
Masculine trait.
I am saying is it doesn't necessarily make you sexier, okay? A woman that's strong and independent that earns a lot of money is not the same as a man that earns a lot of money and is independent. It's not the same because women look for security in men. We went around the table. All of you guys described a man typically pretty much within the top 5% of earners. You ask the guys in here, we're all high-earning men. We don't care about how much money a woman makes.
Nope. Not
We
at
can
all.
date a girl that makes less money than us. Men are capable of dating down socioeconomically. Women are not. That's the difference I'm trying to make. So it's cool that you have your career and
That's
everything
not
else like
what you
that,
said.
but it does not make you sexier. That's all I'm saying.
So before I want you to jump in, just because I touched the first time, but before that happens, I want to speak to something that I usually hear whenever we do something about has to do with the women that we portray, as far as their opinions, right? As if to say that if she's a certain type of woman, her opinion doesn't have any weight, right? These women here, most of them, I think, except for the one in the blue jacket, I don't think her name is Shay. Either way, the one in the blue jacket, and I think the one in next to her with the red spaghetti strings for the whatever. They were the only ones that mentioned that they wanted a guy that was around 50,000, 60,000, 70,000 a year, right? Everybody else, though, mentioned wanting a guy that was settled, had his shit together, was around a 6-figure guy. But then when we bring this on, they're like, oh, well, if you're going to just portray women that are like the gold diggers and all this and that, I'm sorry, I didn't know that wanting security from a person and wanting to be, to know that if you have a baby that you don't have to work, because let's be real, most women that get pregnant do not want to have to hold most of the bills. So it's to shame a woman for her preferences and her standards is kind of crazy, because a lot of the times this is happening from other women, which is insane to me. A lot of these girls, are on here like, they come back in our comments and they're like, oh, you guys can't be talking about women like this, but you guys are the first ones that are basically shaming, women just because they quote unquote don't have the same how you say, the same sort of they don't have share the same ideals as you. Right. So that's something that I think is very telling about the type of conversations that, I see between, us and some of the women that we debate with.
Well, that's it right there. Debate. I don't debate with women. I hardly ever debate with men. But I damn sure don't debate with women. I don't go back and forth with random women.
Sure.
There's no reason to. And that might sound misogynistic in its own, but I'm not going to explain how it's not. I'm just going to explain why that is the case for me and why it should be adopted by other men. Look, at the end of the day, unless you came from that woman or you're going inside of that woman, what the hell are you talking about? You don't go to women to have substantive conversations for the most part. If you walked into a room full of women, what are the chances that they're going to be talking about some real shit? Very low, because they don't talk about real shit. If a guy's in a room full of women and I walk in and I see him in that room, if he doesn't make eye contact and try to get out the room and talk to me, not on the homo shit, but just like, ooh, there's another man, let me go freaking get the fuck out of here. Then that dude is probably flamboyant as hell. You know what I'm saying? And knock yourself out with all that. But it's just the reality. Men are not supposed to be running around with women. The scriptures make it very clear. Women perpetuate gossip. That's what they do. So when you're around women, That's what you're putting yourself in, gossip. And if you're a man, you should not be gossiping. So again, I repeat, there's no reason for any man to be speaking to a woman if he did not come from her or is going into her. Obviously, you can include sisters and aunts and stuff like that as well.
Sure.
Now, to expand on that a little bit, when you say debate, now obviously we have a platform, so we have women that comment and stuff like that. So do I just totally ignore them? No, I don't. I do appreciate the view, and the love and whatever you want to call it. So I'll respond, but it doesn't go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We're not doing that. I'm not going to waste 20 minutes of my time trying to explain something to you. Look, your man's duty is to teach you, not mine. And that's why the scriptures also say women are supposed to learn in silence. Want to know why? Because if your girl, right, if she goes out and then your friends start showing her shit and teaching her shit, then she looks at you like, what the fuck I need this nigga for? You know what I'm saying? So you have to be very mindful of where your woman is learning things from, especially if it's coming from other men. So again, I don't speak to other women because it's not my duty to teach you. That's your fucking man's job. If you don't get it, hey, find a man, a good man. And if you can't find a man, go to the beginning of our freaking podcast and watch every single one. And I'm sure you'll be better off finding a man. Period. Sorry. Not sorry. Not sorry at all, actually. I don't even know why I said sorry. I'm not sorry.
No, you know what? No, I will say this. I think I for your first point about women not having, I believe you said women do not have when women are amongst each other, they don't have real conversations. I think you said something to that nature.
Yeah.
I think they do. I just think the how it goes. No. Hear me out. I just think that they're real combos, right? They're like, if we had a conversation on it, it would be a real topic. You know what I mean? Because we'd be able to use a certain level of realism and reality to be able to have a conversation piece around it. With them, though, that real subject matter gets turned into emotional banter very quickly, right? So that's the differentiation. I just from my view of what I've seen from when women get together on that end, it's that it's like a conversation that could easily be something that's very linear, can get bounced around into, well, I feel like, there's a point in everyone's life where they deserve, that should be, it could be, well, it would be, and then they start getting into these semantics, right? You see what I'm saying? So like a conversation that is very serious ends up being a sort of a sad violin piece, very quickly. And now they all they cuddle around each other. Oh, come on, girl, and most women are politically correct. So what they will try to do is not step on each other. So they're like, well, girl, I appreciate that opinion, but I will say this, I have to respectfully disagree with you, just because like they'll dance around very hard, So I will say this, as far as them not having real conversation, I do think that they bring up real things, but the conversation gets very disingenuous because of the fact that women, just by nature, most women are not confrontational. Right. So it's just a very like, it's like okay, we're going to get into our feelings now over over a cup of wine, a glass of wine. And now it's, we've completely lost the nature of this combo. So that's where I usually, assess when it comes to women and talking. That's just why I don't like having conversations about real things. And if you see the way I talk with women that I talk to and date, I make it very clear, like, I'm a busy ass man. Right. I work a job that's, at a bank that's, highly intensive. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to tell y'all where I work because I know y'all be ready and set to go to send, press play, you know what I'm saying, as to where, where that may be. But at the end of the day, like, I have a lot on my plate, and again, being a man and being the provider in a relationship takes a lot. Right. So the nature of my conversations, I tell everybody, they're not going to be heavy. You know what I'm saying? And most times they're not, because I already know off the bat, if we have a heavy conversation based upon this, either one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to get offended, or this relationship's going to, go down a fiery end. Right. Because, and I'm going to tell you like it is, to the point where I had a girl, that I used to talk to, she even told, like, we disagreed on everything. But I will tell you this: the biggest. We were laying down. I'll never forget this. She was like, Mike, you know what? I really like you because you tell it like it is. You're not afraid to, you're not afraid to get me upset by what you say, right? And at the end of the day, you're strong. You know what I mean? And you just say it like it is. You don't sugarfoot it, you don't sugarcoat it or nothing. You just keep it you keep it real with me at all times. And for a person that, that always stresses, hey, talk, don't just be out here running your mouth and just, trying to make people like just sugarcoating and just letting people understand that, yeah, it's okay, do you and do whatever. No. You have to hold people accountable and where necessary. So I say all that to say that, when women and men have conversations, it's very difficult. And if you guys want to know how difficult it is, go back to some of our episodes and go to the comments, right? Because a lot of the times when we say something, it's like that point gets taken to another spreadsheet, and then that spreadsheet is then created. There's a VLOOKUP formula that's taken from there, and it's like, well, it just seems like you're saying this, and it's like, wait, hold up, wait, whoa, how do we get here? How did we get here? How did I now get to? I hate my mom and I hate all women that that come before me. It's like, whoa, where did you get all of that? Like, that's something that I think is very fascinating about men and women when we communicate. Because again, we've said this from other podcasts. Men communicate overtly, women communicate covertly.
Yeah.
Right, which is why you should not be listening to women dating advice or women's life setting advice, because again, most women are not going to tell y'all how it is. Right, they're only going to tell you that politically correct banter that gets you the sunshine and rainbows and, oh, she'll love you no matter what you are. That's dangerous as fuck. They tell you, oh no, you got to love that girl the way she is, no matter how crass that she is, no matter how much of a bitch that she is, no matter how much of a poison toxic, they'll be like, no. She talks over you. No. You gotta love that she's strong and independent.
Nope.
You gotta love all of that. Love her for the way that she is. Right? And that's dangerous as fuck, guys. That type of banter, that type of rhetoric is something that will get you fucked up out here, and it's something that I try to promote as much as I can on this podcast to help my men avoid.
Yeah, well, there should be no surprise with that, because in all honesty, and I've been meaning to make a video about this, in all honesty, women give other women the worst advice I've ever heard.
Especially single women.
And it's crazy to me, because when I listen to the advice, I know that she knows that's probably not the best advice to give, but she's just going along not to bruise that already hurt ego.
Sure.
So I'll hear a lot of women say, girl, you should leave that man, knowing they may have had a fight, but he is an overall decent man. You know, girl, you should leave that man that you already have a baby with, and you should, you could, man, you're still young, you single, you can do this, and then putting that big ass battery in me back, right? And as a rightly thinking person, like, maybe they should just work out their issues, because they already have a baby together. They've been together for a little bit of time, and then her values are low right now anyway. She's like Ben Simmons, right? She can't get traded for a paperclip. So let's keep it real. No, women oftentimes, not more than give other women terrible advice. So that women will tell men even worse advice. Like, oh yeah, no, let that woman. Yeah. Oh, if she want to go out and suck another man's dick, you better let her. What? What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yo, don't tell you that if you let him.
Yo, nah, that's OD. Nah, but I'm with you. I think that's why I said, I think single women give the worst dating advice, especially the women that are in relationship, because guess what? The only thing they're going to teach you is how to be single, right? So that's really all, and they're because they're not deep down inside, right? They're looking at you going, you know what? You don't deserve him. You don't deserve him. You out here complaining about your nonsense and your bullshit. You know, the stupid fights. You arguing about that, and you're over there sitting. There's over there kiki and going, yeah, girl, that's ridiculous. That's some bullshit. Because guess what they're doing? Just like these men that are acting like friends with benefits, right? These women are sitting in the bushes waiting to scoop up your ain't shit man, right? As fast as they can, right? And guess what they end up doing? They end up becoming a wife, right? Becoming a wife and getting knocked up and having multiple babies based upon some shit that they done told you was the wrong way to go. So I said I digress, right? I think this is something that a lot of women, and Myron, is alluding to it, as far as traditional values, right? And a lot of these women, right, that come and talk to us, right? Traditional, it's going away. It's washing itself away. Well, this is why we're at where we're at, right? This is why the state of affairs in intersexual dynamics, relationship wise, has, for lack of a better way of saying it, gone down the shitter, right, guys? Like you guys, life is unfair, right? I'll start by saying that. But for the sake of this conversation, is it fair that a man has to be all these different things? He has to be the right height. He has to go to the gym. He has to what's it called? He has to carry himself like a gentleman, hold doors open. He has to love his mother. He has to be a most upstanding citizen ever, right? Be a little bit of a badass, right? Be a little bit of a piece of shit, right? Can't be too nice, but he also can't be too much of a dick either, because then it's too much, right? So he's got to have all of these, that's just 10 things I just rattled off, right? Almost, right? He's got to cover all of these different things, right? But yet when men ask women, and everything's okay because you guys can have your preferences, right? There's nothing wrong with having standards, right? But when men exude what our standards and what our preferences are, we get met with shaming language. Oh, you're insecure. If I tell a woman, hey, I don't need you dressing like that when you want to go out with your girls. Oh, well, you're not. You insecure? You think that I'm gonna. You see what I'm saying? Like, well, what do you? You can't handle the fact that I'm a good looking woman and all this other stuff. Nah, man. Nah, you got the game fucked up. I'll tell you this right now. Men like me are extremely secure. And what we understand is that the realistic world that you live in, that you choose to ignore, says to me that there are other guys like me that know what they want when they want. And there are some men that are take it that to the even more extreme, right? The ones that are sitting in jail cells right now, right? They're the ones that will go ahead and enact on those carnal desires, regardless of what you say to them. And if I'm not there to protect you as your man, what are we? You're going to put yourself in a position to that will potentially fuck up this relationship based upon bad decisions.
Thank you. I was just about to intervene and say that.
That's what when we talk about men being traditional, right? You want us to be the rock, right? But yet you guys can change and go with your responsibilities anytime you want. What kind of deal is that? This is why men don't get married nowadays.
This is I'm so happy you said all that, because
no, go ahead.
Look, if a man if you're in a relationship, right? Because I know that there's some brothers out there. When you said that, I'm like, I'm so far removed from that. When you said it, it brought me back, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot about those insecure. Like, that was the fucking drop the bomb on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're insecure.
Yeah.
So look, this is all you brothers need to know, right?
That's the first thing.
For real. Look, brothers, look. Look, if you are insecure, then address that. Okay? Don't try to lie and act like you're not. Some of y'all niggas are actually insecure. But so the ones that aren't insecure, right? Look, all you need to know is this. If the woman wants to go out so bad, that means she's focused on other things.
Yeah.
So let her go. Let her go. And like Mike said, like, it's just human. When sometimes when people are in situations where their integrity is going to be tested, you know what they're going to do. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, if you're at the club and you and your girl get into a fight, and this is your girl, not like my ride or die together for like, we engaged, even then, but let's just say she's your girl, and y'all get in a fight, and you leave the club, and you leave her at the club. You should not be surprised if she does anything with any other dude. It's that simple. But we like to lie to ourselves and play these games. Because then you'll leave the club, then you talk to your girl, what happened last night? You went home. Oh, yeah, whatever. And then you got that, like, well, did she do something? I don't know kind of thing. Look, nigga, she did something. Because if not, then why didn't she leave too?
Right.
So temptation is very strong. So I don't allow that to even come up. You know what I mean? For instance, like we know what temptation did to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, right? So for instance, I have this rule with my wife, and this is the rule that we had even before she was my wife. Anyone outside of like family and Big Mike, no one, like say I'm not home and I'm on my way home and she's home. None of my friends could just, oh, hey, I'm here, I'm waiting for Aaron, nah, there's no going in the house.
Woof.
You wait outside. There's no reason for you to be in the house with my woman. And I know I'm a married man saying that, but y'all brothers need to implement that with your girlfriends. Yeah. Set that tone out early.
Boundary.
Whoa, no, what the hell? If you walk in the house and it's her and like one of your friends, you know what I'm saying? I mean, 90% of the time, probably nothing happened, but you have to set that shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's a boundary.
Yeah. Like,
no,
we don't do that.
There's nothing wrong. See, that's the thing, right? And this is where I come back to with that, right? I think it's just it's extremely hilarious to me that women can have all the boundaries in the world, right? You can't talk to me a certain way. You can't be a dickhead. You can't be a piece of shit. You can't be this, right? You can't, because again, these things are, some women love pieces of shits, right? Some women don't. Some women want a little bit. Some people like it. The line is always blurred. But let a man say, like my co-host mentioned, hey, I don't feel comfortable with you being in the house alone with a what's it called? With not even a friend, but let's say an associate.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't feel comfortable with that. So if you want to be with me, you have to understand that he waits outside.
Yeah.
Right? And then from there, you make the decision if you really fuck with me or not. If that's the boundary that you're okay with. Like that is, it's just amazing to me where it's like women can want all these different things. They can want all these different preferences. But as soon as we have our boundaries and preferences, we become misogynistic. We become assholes. We become women haters.
You know what I think, Mike? I think it's that
problematic.
A lot of men don't know how to communicate. So a lot of men just don't say those things that we just said. Mm-hmm. And then what will happen is these situations will happen. And then you get that passive aggressive bullshit like, how come he's always in the house when I'm not in the house? You know what I'm saying? Something like one of those, like, how about you just have that conversation before it even gets there?
I'm not even gonna give. I'm gonna hold men accountable, right? Right now, I don't even think it's them not knowing how to. I know you're doing that by saying they don't know how to communicate, but I'm gonna take it one step further. I just think a lot of men don't have the gall to challenge women. Right. I mean, you see it all the time, right? When you do anything that represses a woman's ability to be out there and to express herself in a sexual manner, right? Because I don't care what you say. If a woman is dressed in a certain way, or if she, is acting in a certain way, that perception speaks reality a lot of the times. If you repress any of that because you want to be able to keep your goal wholesome, you're a piece of shit. You're an asshole. You're a misogynist. Yeah. And a lot of guys do not want to take on the burner of pressure that will come from all of the women like her and her friends and society when they get met with that shaming language. That's something that a lot of men take into consideration.
I get what you're saying. So you know what? This is the answer to that. Because I just got what you were saying. Look, when that happens, don't fight it. When you fight it, then you get that label. Embrace it. She wants to be a Tatiana. Now you know. Look, I forgot to say something when I was talking about women that before that I speak to and that I don't speak to. Look, when I do speak to women, when I do interact with women, and not just women, men too, but mainly women, I do not take women more seriously than they take themselves.
Mm.
You will not catch me
Mm.
taking you more serious than you take yourself. If you out here at the club, right, with my homie talking to me, and you got a baby at home, what the fuck we talking about? Why are you talking to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Why are you talking to me? You know, seen, not heard, heard, not seen. Like, you're not even here. You know, you have to get like you can't take yourself serious. Why are you at a bar?
Mm.
Huh? You got a baby at home. You know, you're trying to find a man. So what the hell you doing at the bar with me and my friend? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even have the common sense to be like, you know, hey, I'm down to go out, but let's go, you know, take me out somewhere nice or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe come over, I'll cook you dinner or something like that. You don't even have that. I got to tell you how to do that as a man.
Oh,
you know so look, I say all I have to say this. When you try to combat it, yes, they will come at you with that hard M, you know, from misogyny.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm letting brothers know, you don't even fight it, bro. We live in a time right now. Listen, let them go. Give them a little push. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you might even get a threesome out of it. Shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm dead ass serious. You know, get them a push, man. Yeah, by all means. Sound like that dude from Django, Sam Jackson. Oh yeah, boss. Yeah. Sure, right, bro.
Yeah, when a girl comes at me with that nonsense, and I think I'm right with you. I think it's I'll even take that a step further. I feel like we just keep taking taking each point step further. Yeah, as soon as if a girl is exudes any of that that nonsense that I'm a boss bitch, I'm an independent woman, no man can tell me what this is the first thing I do, man. Yo, straight up, bro. Instant transmission on that heathen. Like I'm like guys, this is the problem in 2021 with a lot of y'all, man. Y'all do not know your value.
Exactly.
You work around this scarcity mindset that if you lose this girl, right, that you're courting and talking to, that's it for you, right? And that is what gets y'all so fucked up. So like my co-host said, if y'all if y'all see any problems, any red flags, bro, recreation only. That's all you've got to like. I'm sorry, it may sound as terrible as it may, but would you rather get duly invest in this woman and end up like my co-host said at the beginning at the top of the hour talking about 18 years of pain, right? Or would you rather just say, hey, look, if you ain't gonna if you want to be this way, be that way. I know how to move around you now. And exactly. I can now go find someone else that makes, and I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm like, hey, look, this ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're cool. We could chill. We can, do all, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to take you serious because at the end of the day, look, again, like I'm not one of these dudes and nothing against guys that work at, menial jobs and things of that nature. I'm at a point in my life where, I have real shit on my plate. From a career perspective, right? So the last thing I need is to be worrying about how my woman moves about in these streets. Okay? So if you want to go ahead and be for the streets, then the streets shall you return, right? And I will be the Moses. Not to bring any blasphemy, right? I will be the Moses to go ahead and shepherd you into said streets. Okay, you can do as you may, and I think this is where women get. Women they think men are. They think this hot girl summer thing is like we're judging women. Look, y'all are making this great for guys like me. Your hot girl summers, you're we out here, we do what we want anytime we want. Hey, look, man, that's a win for us. It's a loss for y'all, right? Because you wanted to lift yourself and give yourselves the freedom of promiscuity and doing as you want, right? And acting unnatural, right? As far as how you go about laying on your back. Hey, at the end of the day, that makes the job easier for me. I don't got to put too much work in. I don't got to take you out for too many drinks, right? And guess what? You lift yourselves to the burden of marriage, right? So, because ain't nobody settling down with you, right? Post enough of these hot girl summer posts on your damn page, and I guarantee you, when you start realizing that the pool of men that you want seriously, I'm not talking about the guys that are in your DMs simping after you and go, talking about, you're like, oh, I love the way you dress. I love the way you look, girl. Like, I would put a ring on your finger in a second. Oh, here's $1,000 cash app. just doing all the like those guys are not the ones that make your panties drip, right? So if you want guys like me, right, that are about it, right, and that have a goal and actually have an idea as to how they want to raise their family, you got to leave all that bullshit behind. But I'll give you this: if you don't want to, guys like me are still here to shepherd you back into the streets with a helping of some D. Okay, with a helping of some D. All right, and I leave that at that. Take from it what you may, but at the end of the day, guys, this little notion that you guys are killing the game with your nastiness, all you're doing is fucking up the real game, which is attaining and attracting the man that you really want, the man that makes you really want to be submissive. So that's a little girl game for y'all out there, the girls that watch, that really think that it's about being like men out here and catching bodies. Hey, make me one of them. Make me one of those bodies, and I will not be ashamed.
I never got that. Where it's like, so now we want to do it. It's like, look, things are different. It's just different.
Yeah.
If a dude walked in the room, right, and was like, "Yo,"
hold up. You blanked out. Say that point again.
I said, if a dude walks in and he's talking about like how he got 50 bodies underneath his belt, and then a chick walks in and says she got 50 bodies underneath her belt, you look at them just completely differently.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm a man, so I'm speaking from a man's perspective. That woman was, it's not even so much that she has the 50. It's the fact that she's proclaiming that she has the 50.
Sure.
That's what's the most damning part about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And disgusting and vile. Like, whoa, what the fuck? Get the
lack
fuck off of me, bitch.
The lack of intellect.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
No,
You think that's what's coming?
We all know women move in silence, like G. You know what I'm saying? We get that. So there's women they're gonna have body counts, and then the women that's really on top of the game, you're not gonna know. But for the women that are like you said, like, oh yeah, my body count this and that, and like, whoa, sorry, that's not what dudes are looking for.
Yeah, nah, it's more like, are you dumb, stupid, or dumb? Huh? It's like you miss me with the bullshit,
Yes.
And that's what. Look, man, that again, I just want to make this clear, right? This is where coming back to bringing it all back to fold, right? Because I love the fact that we had this conversation, right? And I think it's when we look at masculinity, when it all comes down to it, do y'all really think that men and women are equal? Right? Do you really think that attraction is symmetrical? Do you really think that men want the same things out of a woman that women want out of men? If you truly believe that, then you are going to be single for a long fucking time. Guys do not care about your ambitions. We do not care about the type of money that you make. And it is not to say that we think that it's to be scoffed at, it's to be laughed at, it's to be made a trivial thing out of it. All I'm saying is that in the sake of my tool, right, that is not something that makes me, that rises me at the end of the day. And most men do not give a damn, right? And it's like as if I came to you on a date and it was like, I got a really good sneaker collection. I got a really bomb sneaker collection. You would love it, right? I got Jordans over here. I got some Reeboks over here. I got some New Balances that didn't even come out yet, right? You would love them. You're gonna look at me like, oh, okay, that's cool. Well, what else you got going for you? That's how men look at women that talk about being boss babes, boss bitches, all this stuff. We don't care because, again, attraction is not symmetrical. What you want out of men versus what we want out of women is not the same, guys. Like, we don't care about, how tall you are for the most part.
Yeah.
We don't care about how, how much of a B you may be. We don't care if you're we don't want you to be gentlemanly. Right. We're not looking for these things that you guys, look for out of men, because, again, I can go date a woman that works at McDonald's, if she's bad enough and she knows how to be a woman, I could
Mhm.
date a woman that's making $40,000 a year
Yeah, oh yeah.
with no
Easy.
issue, not even
Yeah.
blinking,
Yeah, nah.
not even blinking.
Yeah, especially if
Right?
she's a woman, if she's a lady, if she embodies that.
Yeah,
You know?
there's no. So, but for the problem is that women, you think that we hold our counterparts to the same standards that y'all do, and it's
Yeah.
just not true. You guys can't date down.
Yeah. Like
We
for
can.
instance, like in my marriage, I didn't marry my wife because of how much money she makes. You know, it's not like she breaks the bank or anything like that, but
Sure.
that was never even like it was never on the table.
Nowhere near top 10, I guarantee you.
No, not at all. Mainly, and I say this to you brothers all the time, is this: does she understand and respect the masculine principle, and understand and respect, and obviously embody the feminine principle?
Mm-hmm.
Because if she can do that, and she's more traditional, then you'll be fine. As long as you do what the fuck you gotta do, because then the ball's in your court. You know, like for instance, my wife does everything that I expect her to do. You know what I mean? There's no surprises, and now it's on me. To be the patriarch. To bring in everything that I said to bring in, and bring everything to fruition. Obviously we have the baby now, so obviously we have to cultivate him. And make sure that he's doing the right thing and have his life planned out. And we're going to have more babies on the way. And the same rules apply. So again, none of that came with money. I mean, if you ever spoke about money, it was about how many kids can we have. But that was about it. You know what I mean? It wasn't the make or break for the overall relationship and for the marriage.
Yeah. You weren't going to debt her just because she didn't make, a certain amount of money.
No, not at all.
Yeah. And I think that's what I'm getting. Because I'll tell you this, like, I respect, I will say initially with your, not to, just to keep it brief, as far as your relationship, in the beginning, you look at it from the outside looking, and you go, wow, like, he can be, very, very boisterous and as far as how he interacts with her, right? But I will say that something I've came to respect about your wife is that, she understands, right? She understands that, there's a time and a place. Okay. And I think there's nothing, no matter what anybody else can say about it on the outside, there's something about a woman that knows how to take a step back, right? Understand that how her man is portrayed in the eyes of the world is extremely important. Whether or not it's, for the bad or for the worse, at the end of the day, she picked the man.
Yeah.
Right. So if she's picking this man, judge as you may from the outside looking in, you need to be able to ride with that option to the most optimal ability that you can, right? And I think that is something to extremely respect about your guys' relationship, because again, it's not something that you see a lot, because most times of the night you will see the husband and wife. The wife will be talking crazy to the husband, and the husband will just be sitting there just like a moot, and it's just like the most unproductive fucking relationship ever, right? And so that's something that I say to the men out there, right? I'm not saying, right, that you need to be disrespectful to you. I'm not saying that you need to treat your woman like a dog. But what I am saying is that you need to understand your value to the extent to where there's certain things and boundaries that you have put up that you will just not accept, right? Yeah. And if that woman does not understand how to placate to your rules, right? If you're working your ass off and busting your ass to be the best version of yourself, you're eating right, you're going to the gym, you're working your ass off at work, right? You're looking for different opportunities to make the most money to support your family with the best way you can. There's no reason why you should settle, because most women, let's be real, aren't going to settle for average guys. There's no reason why you should be settling for toxic, poisonous relationships that where a woman constantly challenges you on your manhood. Myron said at the beginning of the thing. Why is it, right, that a woman's her roles are static? Sorry, her roles are negotiable, but my roles are static. You can be feminine, right, for the right guy that gives me the right masculine energy. But if I go ahead and slap on some heels and a dress, right, and tell you, oh, well, No, wait, honey. No, don't go, honey. Don't go. No. I'm masculine for a woman that's feminine enough for me. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
that just sounds stupid as hell. And that's the logic that a lot of women in this feministic society are running with. And it's why a lot of y'all are single out here. Because y'all don't know how to just shut up and listen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. You know, hey, I think we definitely crushed this. We've been crushing this from the beginning, and we crushed it for a whole hour straight.
I know.
And we can continue to crush it because
I know. We got 3 minutes left on a 6 minutes.
Keep on building on it, and it's just like
there's so many layers, man.
Yeah,
there's so many fucking layers to this.
Yeah, it's multi-layered in the fact that, look, I think my like final on this would be, hey, like Mike said, it's about understanding your value as a man. That's where it all starts. Once you understand your value as a man and what it truly means, and I'll give you some hints. For instance, you carry the life-bearing seed, right? Now, obviously, it gestates within a woman, but you place the life-bearing seed in them. That is your choice, right? And that is the most precious thing on this planet. So that means you are the guardian of the most precious thing on the planet. And how do you know that? Because once the woman gets pregnant, she has no defenses except you. So that tells you again that you are the guardian of the most precious thing on the planet, which is your seed, which in essence is you. So if you can't find value in that, and you allow a woman to talk to you however the hell they want and walk all over you like you
cut you off,
yeah, then you deserve all of that. There's nothing that anyone can do to save you from that. That's what you deserve. But for you brothers out there that understand the value, or you are trying to understand the value that you actually hold, then you'll begin to see life different. It doesn't mean that you get to just talk to women however kind of way. No,
sure.
Obviously, you have to respect them because you are the guardian. You know what I mean? You have to take care and make sure that, she's, getting everything that she needs, physically, mentally, emotionally. I'm not the most, like, how you say, like, I don't even know how to say, like, in touch with my feelings, I guess you would say, when it comes to relationships and stuff. Speaking to women about, oh, how was your day and shit like that. I'm the opposite of that.
Yeah,
but I understand that is a component of my relationship. So although it's the last thing on my mind, sometimes, very rarely, I'll ask those questions, or at least I'll make an attempt.
Sure.
And then that goes far enough so that way she understands that, he is there. I can speak to him about certain things, and it's just not all brute all the time. Because like Mike said, Mike's a very busy man. I'm busy. I'm very. If you're a man, you should be fucking busy. I'm just saying. Yeah. That's just the reality of it. You should be busy. Yeah. So, obviously, and as a man, and you're planning and you're thinking 5 steps ahead and 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, it's easy to forget about how my wife's day went. Very easy. Because if it went bad, I should know about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming it went well. But obviously, fellas, we have to be able to give and take. That's what it is, give and take. But you have to make your boundaries known and be clear and have them be about something. Don't just make a fucking arbitrary ass boundary because that's what the fuck you want. Have it be based in something. That way, when she asks you why, you can actually teach her something.
You know what? And I think to end my part on this, I think that analogy you gave as far as the seed and the egg, I think is just extremely powerful because even looking at it, if I take it another step further, right? And another step, because right now I'm just feeling so I will just say this. Look, and this is where some of you girls that are that hate us religiously for how we talk, you might come to like this take that I finished with, right? At the end of the day, guys, that seed right? Women are need a man. When women, this is the reason why promiscuity is looked so frowningly upon, right? It's because that egg that a woman has is extremely precious, right? It can only bring one baby to term every single year, right? So that means that the man that you choose to lay with should be, right? If we're gonna play the world of shoulda, woulda, coulda, should be supposed to be the man that is the best suited mate for your opportunity to bring a life and a productive member of society into the world, right? So as my co-host mentioned, when they choose you as the guardian, right? This is why they have these different studies about when you don't use condoms or when you bust in a woman, for lack of being vulgar, this leaves an imprint, so to speak, right? Because again, she's allowing you, especially if she's not on the pill, she's allowing for you to potentially be that guardian, right, of that seed, right, and what cultivates from from the inception of the two dynamics. That is something that is extremely powerful. So if you are not putting yourselves in the position that puts you in the best possible suited scenario where you are that guy, right, you are the guy, you're fucking up out here, right? And a lot of the women, right, that are acting the way that they are acting is because, again, there are a lot of men that are not stepping up to the plate and holding women accountable, right? You are allowing, you're allowing women to walk all over you, you're allowing women to talk to you any which way, and it's duly suited because, again, guys, you're not on your shit. You're not on, like my co-host said on multiple podcasts that we've had, you're not on your purpose, right? So if you're not going to handle yourself in a certain way, don't expect these women to feel sorry for you when they run you through the mud and treat you the way that you believe that you should be treated because you don't know your own value. So I take with that, guys, that when you're looking at dating, when you're looking at at being being better, don't be better for that ex that did you dirty. Be better for you, and what will come along from it is everything and all the opportunities that you want going forward. Right? That's the best way that you can become the best version of yourself. Because if you don't, you're gonna get a lot of women that are looking around at you, going, "Oh, who hurt you? Oh, why do you act like this? Oh, you don't really, this don't really mean shit." Because again, if the next toxic woman comes into your life, what's gonna happen? You're gonna allow for her to intercept your goals, and before you know it, you'll end up, right back to square one where you don't know where the fuck up is, and you're depressed and don't know how to act when it comes to life. It's just a matter of is what it is, guys. Women will only go as far as you let them, right? And if you're not on your shit, man, they will lead you to the dirt, guys. They will lead you to the end of that relationship.
Yes, it will.
All right,
that's for damn sure.
Keep letting women be the leaders, guys. Keep letting them lead you. Keep letting them lead you. Keep letting them lead them like Pharaoh led those soldiers into the Red Sea before they all died. Just keep the water washed just because he was mad at Moses. Just keep on letting them lead you like that, and
Which
they'll
is
lead
crazy.
you right to disaster.
And it's funny you say that because Pharaoh had a moment of a weakness because he was letting Moses go.
Yep.
And then he changed his fucking mind.
His emotions.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He's like, oh hell no. No, fuck this. I'm Pharaoh. I'm fucking Pharaoh.
Yeah, I'm a boss, babe. I got my own job.
I'm a boss, bitch. I'm ruling this kingdom. Yeah. I do what I want. Let's go. If he can go through the water, I can go through it too.
Get on your chariots. Come on.
Ninja. The walls were over 100 feet high. What the fuck were you thinking? Your son died of the plague. You think God is really in your favor, my man? What kind of logic? See, I could go for. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Some of these biblical stories, man. I'm just like, damn, yo. They're needed. They're needed.
Yes, they are. They're very relevant to today.
Very telling.
It's funny because one of our mutual friends, Carlos, was dropping some dimes earlier on Facebook. I saw, and I was like, okay, it's good to see.
He's definitely going through a transformation right now, for sure.
So that's good. It's good to see. I'm very happy for that. But like the scriptures, man. Look, there's gems in there, very relevant,
Mhm.
pertinent to what's going on today. So a lot of you brothers that don't want to get with it, hey, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you're either gonna come into knowledge or you're not. But the knowledge
Yep.
doesn't change.
Ooh.
It
Ooh.
is what it is.
Woo.
So on that
All right.
note, I think we killed it, and I can't wait for next week. We got to get back on the schedule, Mike.
I know, yeah, I know for sure.
Yeah, I know. I'm not pointing fingers at you. I had the baby, so I mean, I get it. I'm just saying, I'm ready.
That's what I like to hear, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man, I know a lot of our viewers out there were like, when we weren't playing anything, we didn't have anything going on, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, guys, we are back. We are ready to go. And I think that, we are ready to really make this push, to get you guys on a thing. And I was thinking, I think we can do, I think, guys, what I want to bring to you guys is I want to give a little bit of light. So I'm thinking of doing another reaction channel with with Moss Media, just so that way we can show you guys, because you guys always get this, the serious, you get a lot of the, you get the rambunctiousness, right? But at the end of the day, we are, like Kawhi Leonard said it best, we are really fun guys. I'm a really fun guy, right?
What kind of question is that, man?
I can't even see. And you know what? And you look like Kawhi Leonard right now. So I mean, I think it's only best that we do. We have another side to the channel that brings a little bit of a laughter, because again, we love to laugh, we love to tell jokes. This is just the nature of who we are. And I look forward to expanding the shit out of this channel, guys. And so with that, please go on to our social media at Moss Media _615. Our channels are, I'll let my co-host plug his channel.
Yeah, so
your channel and your Instagram too.
Yeah, the AA-Hef is for both. AA-Hef. Instagram is DUBBLE _A_HEFF. By all means, please, definitely like, share, subscribe, all that great stuff, because I know y'all like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even got to ask if you like it. I know you like it. So please continue to do what y'all do. Spread the word, because obviously, the more you spread the word, the more people we can actually help, because many people need to hear this. Not for the sake of the gender war, but just to be better people.
Yeah, I agree. And also, my Instagram is at QFusion. So that's QUE. It's not K. It's Q. All right, QFusion. QUEFUSION. And you can find me there, where I will definitely looking to brighten up your day with the laughs and everything and such. All right, y'all.
All right.
It's an amazing episode.
Peace.